that rumble, that low guttural vibration that you feel not just in your hands, but deep in your chest. The twist of the throttle, and the world begins to warp around you, the lines on the road blurring into one. This is freedom. This is the reason we ride. It's a feeling that nothing else on earth can replicate. It's a blend of power, vulnerability, and pure, unfiltered connection with the machine and the road. You feel alive. But in the fraction of a second it takes for a car to drift into your lane, for a patch of gravel to appear mid-corner, or for a deer to leap from the shadows, that feeling of freedom can be shattered into a brutal reality of twisted metal, screaming sirens, and life-altering consequences. You think you're a good rider? You've probably got thousands of miles under your belt. You know your bike? You know your roads? But what if I told you that the greatest dangers on a motorcycle aren't the obvious ones? They're not just the drunk drivers or the torrential downpours. The real threats are the silent, invisible mistakes. The small lapses in judgment, the bad habits baked into your muscle memory, the subtle errors that even veteran riders make every single day. These are the mistakes that stack the odds against you, turning a ride that should have been a memory into a cautionary tale. Today, we are not just talking about riding, we are talking about survival. We are going to dissect the 11 most common, yet most overlooked, safety mistakes that can land you in serious trouble. And by the end of this video, you won't just be a more aware rider. You will be a harder target to hit, a more difficult rider to surprise, and a much smarter operator of that beautiful machine between your legs. This isn't about fear, this is about control. Now, before we dive into mistake number 1, let me just say this. If you believe that becoming a master of your machine is a journey, not a destination, and if you are committed to not just riding, but riding with skill and intelligence, then do yourself and this community a favor. Take a second to hit that subscribe button and make sure you ring that notification bell. We are building a brotherhood and sisterhood of riders who choose skill over luck, preparation over panic. We want you to be a part of it. Your engagement helps us reach and protect more riders just like you. So, thank you for that. Now, let's get into it. Mistake number 1. Dressing for the ride, not the slide. We have to start here because it's the most fundamental. You see it all the time. A beautiful sunny day, and a rider flies by in a t-shirt, shorts, and sneakers. They're dressed for the destination, the beach, the cafe, the office. They look cool. They feel the wind. But they've completely ignored the single most important rule of two-wheeled physics. Sooner or later, gravity always wins. The pavement doesn't care how short your trip is. It doesn't care that you were just going to the store. Asphalt is a merciless cheese grater, and it will peel your skin away with brutal efficiency at any speed over a jogging pace. This isn't about being pessimistic. It's about respecting the machine and the environment. The solution is simple, yet so many resist it. ATGAT. All the gear, all the time. That means a full-face, DOT or ECE certified helmet, not a novelty lid. It means a proper armored jacket, not a hoodie. It means abrasion-resistant pants, not jeans. It means over-the-ankle boots, not canvas shoes. And it means gloves, every single time. Your gear is your exoskeleton. It's your crumple zone. It's the only thing between your soft tissue and a world of hard, unforgiving surfaces. Dressing for the slide is a mindset. It's a statement that you take your safety, your life, and your passion seriously. Mistake number 2. Outriding your line of sight. This is a subtle killer. It's not just about breaking the speed limit. You can be riding perfectly legally and still be going way too fast for the conditions. Outriding your line of sight means you are moving at a speed where you cannot possibly stop or safely swerve within the distance you can see is clear. Think about cresting a hill or entering a blind corner. The road ahead is a question mark. Is there a stopped car just over that rise? A pile of gravel washed into the apex of that turn? A tractor pulling out of a hidden farm gate? If you're traveling at 60 miles per hour, you're covering 88 feet every single second. Your reaction time, plus your bike's braking distance, can easily eat up 200 to 300 feet or more. If you can only see 150 feet of clear road ahead of you, you are in a state of constant, high-stakes gambling. The solution is to actively manage your speed based on vision, not just the posted limit. The mantra is, can I stop inside the distance I can see? If the answer is no, you are going too fast. Period. Slow down before blind corners, before the crests of hills, in areas with visual obstructions. Let your vision dictate your throttle. This single habit separates the reactive riders who are always getting surprised from the proactive riders who seem to have all the time in the world to deal with hazards. Mistake number 3. Riding in the invisible zone. Many riders think that just because it's a bright, sunny day, they are visible. This is a dangerous assumption. To other drivers, cocooned in their metal boxes, distracted by phones, music, and conversation, you are not a motorcycle. You are a flicker in their peripheral vision, a momentary flash of chrome they barely register. The invisible zone is any place on the road where a driver is unlikely to see you, primarily in their blind spots. Riders make this mistake by passively cruising right next to and slightly behind a car, a spot where they are completely hidden from the driver's mirrors. They also do it by failing to use lane positioning to their advantage. The solution is to ride like you are wearing a Harry Potter invisibility cloak. Assume no one can see you, and then take active steps to prove that assumption wrong. The key is lane positioning. Your lane has 3 primary tracks: left, center, and right. Don't just sit in the middle. Use these tracks to maximize your visibility. When approaching intersections, move to the part of the lane that gives you the best view and makes you most conspicuous to cross traffic. On the highway, don't linger in a car's blind spot. Either speed up to pass them decisively or drop back so they can see you clearly in their rearview mirror. Make eye contact with drivers. Use a quick flash of your high beams if you're not sure they've seen you. Be the brightest, most unpredictable, and most assertive object on the road. Mistake number 4. The tractor beam of target fixation. This is a terrifying, counterintuitive phenomenon that has ended many rides. You're riding along, and suddenly a hazard appears. A massive pothole, a car door swinging open, a piece of debris on the road. Your brain's survival instinct screams, "Danger! Avoid that thing!" And so, you stare at it. Your eyes lock onto the threat, trying to process it. But here's the unbreakable law of riding. Where you look, you go. By staring at the pothole, your body subconsciously provides the exact inputs to steer you directly into it. It's like a mental tractor beam pulling you toward the very thing you want to avoid. You've essentially programmed your own crash. The solution requires deliberate, conscious practice until it becomes second nature. Train your eyes to look for the escape, not the problem. The moment you spot a hazard, your first and only job is to find the way out. Look for the empty space. Look for the path of safety. If a car pulls out, don't stare at its bumper. Look at the open lane next to it. If you see gravel in a corner, don't stare at the gravel. Look at the clean line of pavement you want to be on. Your hands and your bike will follow your gaze. Practice this. On every ride, Consciously look where you want to go. Look through the turn, not at the ground in front of you. Look past the car in front, not at its license plate. Mastering your gaze is mastering your bike. Mistake number 5, fear of the front brake. Ask any new rider what they're most afraid of, and many will say, locking up the front wheel. This fear is so pervasive that it creates a deadly habit, relying almost exclusively on the rear brake, especially in a panic. Here's the reality check. About 70 to 80% of your motorcycle's stopping power comes from the front brake. Why? Physics. When you brake, weight transfers forward, digging that front tire into the pavement and giving it immense grip. The rear tire gets lighter, making it easy to skid. By only using the rear brake, or using it too much, you are willingly giving up the vast majority of your ability to stop quickly. You are effectively riding with one hand tied behind your back. The solution is to make friends with your front brake and practice, practice, practice. Find an empty parking lot. Start at a low speed, maybe 15 miles per hour. Practice squeezing the front brake lever smoothly and progressively. Don't grab it. Squeeze it like you're squeezing an orange, feeling the weight transfer forward and the forks compress. Gradually increase your speed and the firmness of your squeeze. Learn the limit. Then, practice combining both brakes. A good rule of thumb is to apply both at the same time, but with a strong, progressive squeeze on the front and a lighter, steady pressure on the rear. An emergency stop should be a single, fluid, practiced motion, not a panicked stomp and grab. Your life depends on your ability to use your most powerful tool effectively. Mistake number 6. Ignoring your internal gauges. You meticulously check your bike's tire pressure, oil level, and chain tension. But when was the last time you checked your own internal gauges? We're talking about fatigue, stress, anger, and dehydration. Riding a motorcycle requires an immense amount of mental processing power. You are constantly calculating speeds, trajectories, road surfaces, and potential threats. When you are fatigued, your reaction time plummets. Your judgment is clouded. When you are angry or stressed after a bad day at work, you are far more likely to ride aggressively, take unnecessary risks, and make impulsive, emotional decisions. This is called red mist, and it's a fast track to a crash. You become the danger. The solution is to conduct a personal pre-ride check. Be honest with yourself. Are you tired? Did you get enough sleep? Are you emotionally agitated? Are you properly hydrated? If the answer to any of these is a problem, you need to address it. Maybe that means waiting 30 minutes to calm down. Maybe it means drinking a bottle of water before you swing a leg over. Or maybe, just maybe, it means making the smart decision to not ride at all that day. A true rider knows when their greatest liability isn't on the road, but in their own head. Respecting your human limitations is just as important as respecting the bike's mechanical ones. Mistake number 7. The pack mentality trap. Riding with friends can be one of the best experiences in motorcycling, but it can also be one of the most dangerous if not done correctly. The pack mentality trap happens when the group dynamic overrides individual rider judgment. This manifests in several ways. Riders feeling pressured to keep up with a faster leader, leading them to ride beyond their skill level. It happens when riders follow the person in front of them too closely, creating a domino effect if one person has a problem. And it happens when egos take over, turning a scenic cruise into a reckless, unspoken race. The solution is to establish clear rules before the ride even begins, and for every rider to commit to one principle: ride your own ride. Before you leave, agree on a leader and a sweep rider. Agree on the route and on designated stopping points. Most importantly, Agree that no one will be left behind, and no one should feel pressured to break their own comfort zone. Use the staggered riding formation on straight roads to create a safety buffer, but ride in single file through corners. The most important rule of all is that your number one job is to manage your own safety. If the group is going too fast, let them go. You know the destination. Catch up at the next stop. A real friend would rather wait for you for 5 minutes than visit you in the hospital for 5 weeks. Mistake number 8. Misunderstanding cornering physics. Corners are the soul of motorcycling. They're also where a huge percentage of single-vehicle motorcycle accidents happen. The mistake isn't just going too fast. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of what the bike needs to do to get through a turn safely. Common errors include entering the turn at the wrong speed, chopping the throttle mid-corner, which can upset the bike's suspension and stability, and panicking and grabbing the brakes when the turn feels tighter than expected. The solution is a 4-step process that should be drilled into your brain. Slow, look, press, and roll. Slow. Do all your significant braking while the bike is still upright before you enter the turn. Get down to your entry speed. Look. This goes back to target fixation. Look through the corner to the exit. Look where you want to go. Your eyes will guide the bike. Press. To initiate the turn, you must countersteer. Press forward on the inside handlebar. To turn right, press right. To turn left, press left. The bike will lean. Trust it. Press to achieve your desired lean angle. Roll. As you pass the apex, the tightest point of the corner, smoothly and gently roll on the throttle. This doesn't mean accelerating hard. It means stabilizing the suspension and gently pulling the bike upright and out of the corner. Slow, look, press, roll. It's a symphony of controlled inputs that makes cornering safe, smooth, and incredibly fun. Mistake number 9. The pre-ride check fallacy. I just wrote it yesterday. It's fine. This is the fallacy. Many riders think the pre-ride check is a tedious chore for beginners. In reality, it's a vital 2-minute conversation with your motorcycle that can save your life. A motorcycle is a machine subject to constant vibration, stress, and heat. Things loosen. Things wear out. Things break. Finding a problem in your driveway is an inconvenience. Finding it at 70 miles per hour on the highway is a catastrophe. The mistake is skipping it out of complacency. The solution is to make the T-Clocks inspection a non-negotiable ritual. T-Clocks stands for tires and wheels, controls, lights and electrics, oil and fluids, chassis and side stand. It takes less time than it takes for your bike to warm up. Check your tire pressure. Improper pressure ruins handling and grip. Squeeze your brake and clutch levers. Do they feel right? Glance at your lights and signals. Check your fluid levels. Look for any drips on the ground. Wiggle your bars. Check your chain. It's not about being paranoid. It's about being a professional. It's about catching that low tire, that loose axle nut, or that frayed cable before it has a chance to ruin your day or your life. Mistake number 10. The license is enough. Myth. This is a big one. For so many people, getting their motorcycle license is the finish line. They pass the test, they can legally ride on the road, so they must be a good rider, right? Wrong. The basic licensing test is designed to ensure you meet the absolute bare minimum standard to not be an immediate danger to yourself and others. It does not teach you advanced survival skills. It doesn't teach you emergency braking at highway speeds, swerving techniques, or how to properly read road hazards. Believing your license is the end of your education is like getting a high school diploma and thinking you know everything you need to succeed in a complex career. The solution is to embrace the concept of lifelong learning. Be a student of the ride for the rest of your life. Actively seek out advanced training. Look for courses like the Advanced Rider course, track days, or even dirt bike training, which is one of the best ways to learn throttle and clutch control and what it feels like when the bike loses traction. Read books. Watch videos from reputable instructors. Always be asking yourself, how could I have handled that situation better? The best riders in the world are the ones who are humble enough to know they always have more to learn. And finally, mistake number 11. Letting your ego write. Checks your skills. Can't cache. This is the master mistake. It's the root cause of so many of the others. It's the little voice in your head that tells you that you don't need all the gear because you're a great rider. It's the voice that pushes you to race that sport bike away from a stoplight. It's the voice that tells you not to let your friend pass you on a curvy road. Your ego is your single greatest enemy on a motorcycle. It makes you overconfident. It makes you trade smart decisions for looking cool. It makes you believe that bad things only happen to other riders. The truth is, the road doesn't care about your ego. The laws of physics don't care how tough you think you are. A moment of ego-driven recklessness can lead to a lifetime of regret. The solution is the hardest one of all. It requires humility and self-awareness. It requires you to leave your ego at home. Before every ride, remind yourself that you are vulnerable. Remind yourself that the goal isn't to be the fastest, it's to be the smoothest, the smartest, and the one who gets to ride home safely at the end of the day. It's about finding joy in the skill of the ride, not in the perceived glory of speed. A rider controlled by their ego is a passenger on their own bike. A rider who controls their ego is a true master of the machine. So there you have it. 11 mistakes that can turn the freedom of the ride into a fight for your life. This wasn't meant to scare you out of riding. It was meant to empower you, to give you the knowledge to stack the deck in your favor. Riding a motorcycle is an inherently risky activity, but it doesn't have to be a gamble. Through constant learning, honest self-assessment, and a deep respect for both the power of your machine and your own human frailty, you can transform risk into a manageable, exhilarating dance. Now, I'm turning it over to you. What's the #1 mistake you see other riders making on the road? Or what's a lesson that you had to learn the hard way that you wish you knew sooner? Drop it in the comments below. Let's learn from each other's experiences and build a smarter, safer riding community together. Ride smart, ride safe, and we'll see you in the next one.